What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Many of you brothers know about Marc Lamont Hill. He's a TV show presenter. He's an academic. He's from Philadelphia, a liberal. I guess you can say he's what some would consider a neo-pro-black, very strong on the black community as a whole, but from the left's point of view. Like I said, I believe he's on CNN. I mean, he's a very, very intelligent guy. You know, I hardly ever see him lose some level of debate. He's a very talented individual. I think he's a PhD from Temple University, something like that, right? So he's well-read and very articulate. But also Marc Lamont Hill, if I really want to give him, basically break what I think he does down, number one, Marc Lamont Hill is very adamant about LGBTQ rights and protection of trans individuals, all right? That's a big thing that he is, especially the black trans community. He's a very big advocate of that. But secondarily, Marc Lamont Hill is a supporter of black women, even if Marc Lamont Hill gets the situation wrong.
Black women are under attack. In fact, 60 years after Malcolm X gave a speech on the treatment of black women, many still feel, rightly so, that they are unprotected, and they have the scars to prove it. I want to warn you right now, some of what you're about to see is disturbing. The most recent viral example of black women being unprotected takes us to Houston, Texas, where Ro Bosch took to social media to show her injuries. She says a man hit her in the face with a brick after she refused to give him her phone number.
Now, here is Marc Lamont Hill running with the story of Rhoda Osmond. And again, a lot of folks got this wrong, but there was no public apology towards black men for the Rhoda Osmond scandal. We all found out that Rhoda Osmond indeed was lying, okay? So we knew that. That was number one. Number two, I want to get back on to the protection of black women, because if Marc Lamont Hill is so for the black community, so for black women, as he says he is, he should never encourage problems with them. And to be fair, I've never heard of any scandals from Marc Lamont Hill. I've never heard anything bad, but he was recently, I believe, in Philadelphia having a lecture, and this happened.
Because my family is absolutely connected to Mamiya. I just wanted to say thank you so much for helping him. However, I know that it's been brought to your attention kind of recently about basically what is going on in regards to the CIA. So what I mean by that is basically, you know about the sexual abuse that encountered.
That you encountered?
Yes, that I had encountered.
No, I've never met you before.
So you don't know about the sexual abuse that encountered?
I'm going to ask you to take a step back, please.
So after this happens, she tries to pepper spray him at during an event, right? And it seems like this is like a high school or some type of elementary school auditorium. And you know, they call the police. She misses the mace or the pepper spray. And, you know, he says he's never saw her before and all of this. Now, remember, Marc Lamont Hill in the black community has never had scandals like this. Okay? And I believe now he's on the Joe Budden podcast. But now they're trying to say that Marc Lamont Hill did something to this lady because she says she's a victim of some kind of assault. Okay? Look at this comment. He literally noticed her when she walked in and called security. Listen to him closely. He did it. She walked him back down. That's why he didn't want to call the cops. Now, all of a sudden, these women are saying that, hey, he knows exactly who this person is. All right. Now, remember, he was the one talking about, hey, you know, you got to protect and believe all black women. You know, this is what they're doing. This other person says, so how y'all know she's his stalker? This could be payback. Okay. Again, this is something because remember, Marc Lamont Hill is saying, hey, we got to protect black women. And Marc Lamont Hill has no history of doing this to black women. All right. But now they believe that he's guilty. Look at this. Why he looked so stunned when she said CIA, like he seen the go. It's like he knew what she was getting at. All right. Now, look at Jada Mova. Right before she sprayed him, she said, quit acting, Mark. That man knows exactly what she's talking about. Soon as she said CIA, he signaled for security. Again, this is Marc Lamont Hill being a longtime advocate for black women. All of a sudden, he did it. Look at 60 Dawn. How you know what she's done in the past if you don't know her? Dasology, he knows her. His entire body language changed before she approached him, and he was very uneasy. You heard what she said. Fairy Love, 840. He did whatever she said. Now, let me just tell you this, okay? I don't know if he did it or not, but I will tell you that even I've been stalked as a YouTuber, okay? In this business, you don't know who likes you. You don't know who watches you. You don't know who knows you. So I find it funny that a lot of these ladies out here are saying that he did whatever he says she did. I've had people just get on the internet that are mentally ill and say things about me that are completely not true. It was so bad that basically I was online one day, my mother calls me. She said, do you know that you have a kid in Poland? I said, what? She said, yeah, there is a man saying that you have an illegitimate child in Poland. I said, that can't be true because I don't have any kids in Poland. She's like, well, that's what this guy is saying. I had one person that was here. This individual said, oh, the O'Shea guy. Oh, let me tell you about him. He's trafficking women from Uganda to Saudi Arabia. Okay, he traffics them, and then sometimes he does he goes to Qatar. All right, these are people who I have never met, and then you will hear somebody say, oh, he's doing the same thing with little boys and girls, and because they've heard it, somebody will say, oh, he's guilty of that. He did it. Well, why did he do it? Well, we just felt that he did it. You see, like, people don't understand how sick the world is that somebody with a mental illness can come and say you did it. And because he looks a little afraid, he can't believe this person is close to him like that. All of a sudden, he's guilty of it. And the reason why he's guilty of it is because anytime you got a black man, it don't matter what you've been doing. You could have been advocating for the black community all day long. It don't matter, because as long as you're a black man, guess what? You did it. It don't matter. And I want a lot of guys to understand that basically, like I said, you represent black women and you stick up for them. And again, there are black women out there that are victims of this. I'm from the black community. I'm a pro-black. I get it. But there are some situations where we have people in our community that are just mentally messed up. And everybody is not guilty of what y'all are saying. And so what y'all do is, when you go out here and you say things like that, you know what you're talking about, all you're doing is creating people, okay? You're creating people who dislike you forever, okay? You're creating people like, oh, wow, is this how they feel? Oh, okay. Well, if this how they feel, then why do I want to basically be dealing with them like that for real? And like, is that what it's about? I've been supporting black women all my life. I'm, you know, if you're this guy like him, and then you're telling me that, you know, I'm guilty of this, how would somebody feel? I would feel like, oh, okay, if that's what you think, I'm done with you then. I'm done supporting you. So a lot of sisters, they gotta really stop and stop accusing this, oh, he did it because the person is fearful. I would be fearful. If a person that I didn't know started coming up towards me and I was afraid they were coming up towards me from the podium and start talking about the CIA, I would be fearful. I don't know what they got. I don't know if they have a gun. I don't know if the person has a knife. I don't know what they have. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm guilty. It can mean that I'm afraid. Sometimes you're walking down the street and somebody's walking behind you. You don't know, especially if it's nighttime, you could be afraid. Oh, that don't mean that you're guilty of something. What if you're just naturally afraid? Is it possible for a person to be afraid? Is that okay? Is that fine? Or does everything have to be just basically ridiculous? Like seriously? This is what I just don't get. And a lot of times people are just not serious. Why are y'all not serious like that? It doesn't make any sense. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy Yoshi Dude Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.